I don't know what I missed, but we were chatting about Team Z, but I think we can probably move on from that. Few more announcements. New coach call on Monday, October 17th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you have any new coaches in your downline, they are welcome to join that call as well. It's not just for my personally sponsored coaches. It can be for anyone in the downline. And then we have our live What is Coaching Happy Hour on October 20th. I'm going to be starting up a Going Green Emeralds group on October 31st. And so a little bit about what is Emeralds. I mean, most of you guys, I think, know what that is on the call, but it's basically just means you have a coach on your right leg and a coach on your left leg of your business. It's basically just the starting off point to show that you have a team and you are starting a business. And basically that's, just it makes you eligible for free leads from Beachbody. It makes you eligible for Team Cycle Bonus, which as you grow your team becomes a huge part of your weekly income. So that group's going to be starting on October 31st. And then Quarter Force also releases that day. Yay! Who's pumped about Quarter Force? Oh my gosh. So excited. And then Super Saturday is October 29th, guys. I don't know if you've ever been. Katie's been to a Super Saturday before. It is a really cool experience. It's kind of like a mini summit. So different teams will host them. And usually they have some top coaches in the network, and they'll have sometimes Katie got to have Tony Horton come to hers. Lucky. We didn't have anyone cool in New York. We just had Tony on projector. But sometimes, yeah, they have the celebrity trainers come, and it's really fun. I think there's going to be one probably again in DC. There's one in New York. Katie, if you know where there's one down in the area, let us know. We can't hear you.
I just realized I was muted. There's one in Arlington, Virginia, okay. And then there's also one, I think it's going to be like Towson area. So I think one of them's on Saturday and one of them's on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to attend. I'm actually doing I'm doing Size Live this month. Yeah. So, I'm going to be a Size Live trainer. Anyway, cool. So I don't know if I can do all of the Saturdays. So I might not be able to make the October one. So I haven't decided yet I think there's still tickets available though. So definitely check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an in-person event,
awesome.
Debbie. And it's really fun and really cool. It's really inspirational. It's kind of like a mini sort of summit. So if you didn't go to Summit this year, it's a good opportunity to go. They have them every quarter. So it's definitely a good thing to check out. I will post on the team page a link for more information about it. And speaking of summits, if you haven't registered for Summit yet, I also highly recommend that. There are still tickets available as far as I know. It looks like I went on today and it looks like you can still register. It's in New Orleans from July 12th to the 16th. And again, it's complete life-changing experience. Katie and I had so much fun this past year, and I can't wait to go back. Well, not back, but because it won't be in Nashville, but go back to Summit. And then that leads me into the Diamond Retreat, which it was even a cooler experience just because it was such a tight-knit group of people where I just felt like you really got some great information to learn and to grow as team leaders. And so eventually, I would love to host my own retreats. It was definitely a big vision, being there and just in this beautiful, serene place and getting to learn. NYC. Yeah, it's funny because originally Marion was going to do Miami, and then she was going to do, it was either like Vegas or Miami because she lived in Vegas at the time, and or something like that. And and it would have been like really fun, but like now looking back at it, like we would have been so distracted by just the party aspect of it. And I think, you know, when I first heard Utah, I was like, really, Utah? Like, but it was just, it couldn't have been like a better place to have it, because it was just, we could totally focus, and it was so relaxing. And you know, we all have crazy kids and they're very young kids, so we don't get to relax that much. So it was like really just nice to like have like some quiet for once, and like to sleep a little bit. But yeah, so I have some takeaways that I just want to touch on from Summit, and I have a little document I'm going to share with you guys now. There we go. Okay, let's see. Can we see that? Cool. I'm not the best at PowerPoint, guys, so just don't laugh at my stupid PowerPoint. Okay, so Doug Moss, he, I mean, first of all, just even going into the offices of Beachbody Corporate was just so cool. They have an office in LA, but Jeff Hill is in Utah, as well as most of the people who are in charge of the mastermind calls for different coaches on different levels. So once you get to Diamond and beyond, they have Beachbody Corporate people who kind of help you through trainings in different areas of your business. So Doug Moss, he's in charge of the West Coast, and I think they've changed it, but I think he does like 5-star and up or something like that. He deals with a lot of the top coaches. So he brings on, you know, Amy Silverman and Megan Ewaldson and Melanie Mitro, and like all of these top coaches have been on his weekly series called Best of the West. And definitely write that down and check out. So he does it every Friday, I think, but and it's still going. I mean, I listened to them a lot last year, and they are just so many golden nuggets from these top coaches, because he really like digs in and asks those tough questions. So check that out. I really liked how when we were there, Doug, you know, he went around the room and asked each one of us to, you know, tell our story of how we started out, and how, you know, we came to be a coach and what rank we were, and how, you know, just something about ourselves. And it was really nice. Like, he really just wanted to get to know us and see who was in the room. And so, you know, he shared a lot about being authentically you, especially on social media. I mean, I know we've had coaches in the past who I feel like sometimes people think that they have to be this like there's them, and then there's like the Beachbody them, which is like not really them. It's like they think that they have to, you know, put on this social media facade of like who they really are, because they don't want people to like think that, oh, like I didn't do my workout today, or oh, like I had pizza, like I can't share that on social media, or oh, like all of these things that like we think are like, oh, they're bad and we can't share. But like, that's what people relate to. I mean, who wants to follow somebody who's perfect, right? Like, that's hard to do, and that's intimidating. And so, you know, I think it was, you know, just being you and sharing, like, if you like pizza, like own that you like pizza, like do a group around the fact that you like pizza. Like, there are lots of people out there who work out so they can eat pizza. Like, and you will find your tribe. You know, if you stick to who you are, you're gonna succeed. If you try to be me, if you try to be Melanie Mitro, if you try to be Marion Green, if you look at all these people's pages and you try to be these other people that aren't you, you're not going to attract the right people. People are going to join your team, and then a couple months down the road, you're going to be like, they're not really my tribe. So don't fake it. Be authentically you. And he also said, it was a funny example he gave where he looked at this person's social media, and he's like, you know, I don't understand. Like, this actually looks like a pretty good page. Like, I don't really know why you wouldn't be successful right now. And the coach was like, yeah, I don't know either. I mean, that post is Melanie Mitchell's, that post is Scotty Hobbs, that post is Anita Myron. And he was like, there's your answer right there. You copied all your posts. None of them are you, right? So stick to being who you are. And I loved another example he gave was like, we have our 5 things that, you know, we tend to talk about, you know, mine are fitness, fashion, being like mom life, the coaching, you know, I talk about coaching a lot. Apparently I went to Summit and everyone was like, oh, your thing is lipstick. Who knows? But, you know, you have your things that you like to talk about. And this one coach told Doug, she was like, yeah, one of my things on the list was peanut butter. And he's like, peanut butter? You can't have peanut butter be one of your 5 things to your life, you know? And she's like, no, Doug, it's peanut butter. And he's like, no, I don't believe that, like, you can be family and peanut butter. Like, what, you know? But she had posts about recipes with peanut butter, Shakeology with peanut butter. Peanut butter, like, in her pantry from head, you know, all over. Like, and she found a tribe that is obsessed with peanut butter. And, like, everyone on her team likes peanut butter. And, like, there's another coach, she eats, she doesn't like very many vegetables, but she loves bell peppers. So she eats bell peppers like they're apples. Like, she eats like 3 a day. And somewhere out there, she found these other weird people who like to eat bell peppers like apples. And you know what I mean? So it's just about being yourself and putting that out there and sharing all the quirks and all the weirdness and all the struggles, because everyone struggles and no one's perfect. So it's hard to share the struggles, but that's what's really going to connect. That's what people are going to connect with, the hard times. They don't connect with perfection. To them, they see you and they see, oh, she's just so dedicated. Like, I'm not dedicated like her. You know, you need to show them that you struggle too, that working out isn't always easy for you. So just seeing now, there's a bunch of chats here. Let me try to. Yeah, so the calls are like, you can find them on YouTube. And yeah, the one of the reasons I love this company so much is because they share everything. I mean, they don't really keep things too secret around here. So I work out to eat chocolate. Yes, chocolate's awesome. Okay, and then the last thing that Doug, that I stuck to was, how do I get people to ask a question? And this is great for social media. And, you know, I've done calls on this before of like doing polls and doing, you know, do you like this shirt or that shirt? Do you like, or asking advice. People love to give mom advice, like plastic versus glass, baby bottles. When I was pregnant, I mean, all kinds of things. So I've done posts where I can get people to ask a question. But the thing that really stuck out to me that he said was that this coach doesn't answer the question on the post. When people ask, she doesn't answer it there, because then nobody else needs to ask the question. So she goes back and she private messages these people with the answer to the question and starts a conversation. So it's like an excuse to start a conversation. And then it doesn't, like, all those other people who are wondering the same thing, now can, you know, you can reach out to them, or they have to reach out to you if they want to know the answer. Because if you just give them the answer, then there's all these people that, you know, you don't even know that they have the question. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm so guilty of always just answering it right away, because I hate, like, I don't want people to think I mean and I didn't answer it, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, if you answer them personally, like, I think it works. So, and it's a good excuse to start the conversation. Okay. Jeff Hill, he was so cool. I mean, I can't even believe he took like 45 minutes and he brought notes. It was so cute. He was awesome. But he started off, and like, regardless of your politics, this has nothing to do with the current election or anything like that, but he really liked this quote. And he said, "I'm asking you to believe not in my ability to bring about real change, I'm asking you to believe in your ability to create change. So I think that's super important, to just believe in yourself that you can create change, and that you have certain goals, and you have lives that you can change, and you have stories to tell. So no one else has your story and can inspire people the same way that you can inspire people. So think about if I never reached out to you, or if your coach never reached out to you, or if you never saw their social media posts, something in that must have inspired you to be here. So, that person is no more special than you. So just believe in yourself that you can make a difference in people's lives. And even if it's just one life a month, think about how you'll feel once you've changed that person's life. I mean, think about when somebody comes back to you and says, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I feel so energized. I've lost, 10 pounds and I never thought I could do it. Like, thank you. I mean, think about how that feels, to get those kinds of messages. Because I know that's what drives me. And of course, let's see. You say, just make sure. I kind of screwed up my notes here, but so he said, so there was a couple random things that didn't really fit in any order. So I just wanted to put them in here. But the 3 C's, he says, these are the type of people, so there was somebody interviewing actually for a Beachbody Corporate position when we were there. And it was kind of funny because he's showing her around the office and just good luck with your interview, but he said there's 3 things that they look for, which is character, confidence, and chemistry. So none of the, these are things that aren't it's not straight A's, you know what I mean? It's who do you jive with? Do they have a good moral character? And are they somewhat competent, right? And so I thought this was great because I think this is, these are the types of people that I want to look for in my challengers, because my challengers are going to be the people who are going to be my future coaches and who I want to surround myself with, so that we can lift each other up. So I just thought these were 3 good things, and it didn't fit anywhere else, so I put it here. And then the next thing that Jeff said was that Beachbody shouldn't be your life. It should give you a life. And I know in the beginning it's very overwhelming, and that being said, it doesn't come without sacrifices. In the beginning, if you want big results, you do have to take big action. But I think that you do need to create a balance. You do have to spend time with your family. You do have to sleep. Don't burn yourself out. Work smarter, not harder. So you don't have to create everything from scratch. We have old free groups that people can plug you into, so you can get tips and ideas. Use me or your upline for help. Share ideas and things that are working for you on the team page. If you come up with some good idea, or you find that, okay, Team D's not working, but this other thing's working, or you find some nugget of really awesome information that you read in PD that morning, share it with the team, because we all benefit. And, I don't have some kind of magic team leader power that I'm the only one that knows anything on the team. No way. That's crazy. You guys all are so smart, and you all work so hard, and you all have so much that you can offer and give to our team page. So don't be afraid to, chime in when, I loved how Debbie said, this is an awesome event that I'm going to in New York. If you want to go, stuff like that. Or, just things that are working for you, and good nuggets of PD. We can all benefit from that. And so I definitely think we should use each other more to lift each other up and to share, what's working. This was kind of cool because Jeff talked a lot about Success Club. And he talked about how he hated the name of Success Club because it makes you feel like this is the only way that you can achieve success is by points. But that's not true, right? And so, I think we need to stop focusing so much on points. He actually wants to call it the Helping People Club, and I think he got shut down from Carl and the others. But he wants, the point is to focus on. Sorry, I'm at work. Is to focus on the people and not the points. If you're focusing on people's needs, if you're asking them questions, if somebody reaches out to you, don't just right away dive into like some crazy dialogue, 20 minutes long about the 21-day fix and blah, blah, blah. No, like ask them questions, like find out what they're interested in, find out what they need, and then be their solution. So, really get to know people. And then he talked about, the core values of selling versus sharing. Most of us, I think, would say that selling is not in our core values, right? If you were to list like out your core values of your life, I don't think selling would make the list. But sharing good things with other people, that might make the list, right? So focus on sharing those things, and we can't treat people like points. Because if we treat people like points, then we're just going to burn out quickly. We're going to lose the fun. We're going to lose the reason why. We're going to lose that. So it was one of the reasons why last month, like every time somebody, sold a challenge pack, like I wanted them to tell the story and to explain, like, this isn't just a challenge pack. This isn't just a sale. This is somebody's life that's changing, somebody that's starting their new journey or starting their new journey as a coach. And so I think it's so important to focus on that rather than just like, 2 points. It's good to have a measure, but I think, focusing on the people should be first and foremost. And I love that Jeff called it the Helping People Club. So just a quote: helping a person will not necessarily change the world, but it will change the world for that person. Okay, and I talked a little bit about the 66 days in my live video, if you guys had seen that. But basically, this was just to kind of, so he said he's reading a book. I think it might be on my next slide. Yeah. So it's called The One Thing by James Keller. And in the book, it says that 21 days does not a habit create. He said it's actually 66 days. And so he challenged us by the end of the year to come up with our goals and to make sure that our goals aligned with our actions, and to just focus and simplify and to create a success list to get to that goal. Because, and I totally agree with this, is that a goal without a plan is just a wish. You can have a goal, but if you don't have the action steps to reach that goal, you don't know where to go, right? So, and so again, just to make sure, these are just some examples of, actions that could potentially align with your goals: inviting and, connecting, sponsoring coaches, sharing your journey, etc. And so he gave, and he said with the success list, 80% of your time should be going towards your success list. Just put your head down and execute, and then turn off all the noise. And so he gave like 3 little tips for doing this. And on the line of goals too, with the so not only, the 66 day goal, but a year from now goal. And, I also made my goals for October. Okay. So, and get specific. I mean, one of my goals was, to invite more, and, but yeah, like that just wasn't happening. It's like, how many people do I need to invite? And Teamsy was so great with that, because you can actually set the number of people every day, and like the circle like won't fill up if you don't invite that many people a day. And I'm the kind of person who like hates to see like, oh, it's like so like I like to see the complete full circle. So for me, that's a motivator. That's kind of one of the reasons why I liked the tracking part of the Beachbody app, because I like to see all those check marks. But so back to these 3 things he said. First was go small, which just means to narrow your focus. Like you shouldn't have a list of 10 things on your success list. Like that's too many. So try to narrow it down to like the top 3 things, you know, that you can do every single day to reach your goal. And then stop doing those other things. So that can be kind of the hard part. And for me, you know, it's not always like, you know, I'm at the point in my business now where like I'm okay with like giving up like the Real Housewives. Like I'm okay with, you know, giving up. Because I used to watch a lot of TV, guys. I worked in advertising for 7 years. Like my life was TV. I wanted to be on TV. Like everything was TV. And so for me, like that was really hard to give up in the beginning. Now I'm at the point where like I can easily, you know, I'll still have a show or two every now and then if I'm like folding laundry. I like treat myself to trashy TV. But like that part is pretty easy for me to give up. But it's the other noise that's hard to sometimes turn off while I'm trying to focus on doing those 3 things that I need to do. So I know there's Facebook noise is a big problem sometimes. So I know there's a way that you can actually turn off, and I'm going to find out, Lil knows how to do this. You can find out how to turn off your newsfeed temporarily so that you actually don't see anything on your newsfeed. And so that when you're inviting, because I do a lot of my inviting through Facebook Messenger, and a lot of times that's distracting because I'll see, oh, like somebody said something in the challenge group or somebody does, you can turn off all your notifications, you can turn off your newsfeed, you can turn off everything. And so then you don't see all of those distractions, you know, and then like you get your invites done, and then you can go back and check those things, because like your challenge group's not going to go anywhere. Like they're going to keep ping-ponging back and forth all night long if you keep interacting over there. So I try to check in like 2, maybe sometimes 3 times a day in the challenge group. But like if you're just in there all day long, like commenting, you're not going to get your invites out. And I also try sometimes to, because I also get distracted by the conversation sometimes, where if I do send out, like say I'm going to send out 5 invites and I send out like 3 and then somebody writes me back, I want to like write them back right away because I'm like, oh, they're here. Like, let me do this conversation. But I have to like really hold myself back. I mean, and it's saying no to like a good thing because that's a good conversation that I do want to have. But if I get involved in that conversation right then, guess what? Those other 2 invites at the bottom of that list, they're not getting done. Because before I know it, it's 11:30. I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed. And I'm like, I'll just do those last 2 tomorrow. Right? So I try to like ignore the response because I know I'm going to respond. Right? I know I'm not going to ignore that person, but I don't know that I'm going to get all those invites out if I stop what I'm doing right then. So I try to, get that all done first. And then I like reward myself with getting to respond. So go small. I'm like going off on a tangent. Number 2, go big. So go after those. He called them big, hairy, audacious goals. Because if you don't aim high for things, normally they say like if you shoot for a 10, you're probably going to end up around like an 8. So if you shoot for an 8, you're going to end up at like a 6. And, so keep shooting higher than you think you're gonna go, so that way you'll get close, right? And it also fuels those around you. I know that Andrea Hansen, she is in the Diamond Group, and she had a goal for 5-star elite, which I also have a goal for 5-star elite for our team, and we're starting to get towards the end of the year, and it's been almost a year that I've been a Diamond coach, and it's not looking like our team will hit 5-star elite this year. And so, you know, Andrea's team's going through the same thing, and other coaches in our team are going through the same thing. But I love Andrea because she's like, well, should I lower my goal? No, like, just keep pushing for that goal, because even if she doesn't hit 5-star elite, maybe she hits 2-star premier, right? So, but if you lower it to 2-star premier, you're probably not going to even leave diamond, right? So, having those high goals definitely fuels people around you. And, you know, I still believe that we can end the year super strong. You know, so I'm still pushing for 5-star elite for our team. And I hope you guys are pushing for it. I hope diamond is a goal on your list for the end of the year, because it's absolutely possible. And, you know, people have reached diamond in less than 3 months. So it's all about, you know, it's a decision, right? And so, I think every single one of you are capable, and it's just something that, like, once you make a decision about and you put your mind to it and you put your head down and do it, then you can absolutely reach that. And you know, and if it's not what you want, that's okay too. I mean, you should set goals that you believe are attainable and that you know, want to reach. But I do think you know, don't get discouraged because you think it's harder than it is. You know, every coach goes on a different path. So some coaches, it may take a year to reach diamond. Other coaches, it takes 2 months. So it's all, you know, what time you have to put into it. So, and then the last thing, number 3, is just like I was saying before, is just saying no to other things, even though they might be good things. So it's all about, you know, having some discipline, right? So just like with our workouts, you know, we have to have discipline, like, even when we don't want to do it. Like getting up this morning, for example, when I got back from the retreat, you know, I've been wanting to get up earlier because I don't sleep very much with, you know, Luca's up a lot. And so I wake up, I'm exhausted, and then my day is just kind of shot until like 9. And then I just feel kind of sluggish throughout the day. Even though I get my workout done, I just feel like I'm just so behind on my day. And then I feel like after the kids go to bed, I have to like stay up all night and just like play catch up. But my mind always at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning is just not always so focused, and I'm kind of squirreling around, and like I don't have the energy to like put into something that's super, you know, thoughtful. And so I'm kind of just like wasting time almost. And so I had a goal for myself that I was going to get up at 7, which I know some of you people in our groups get at like 5. So like, doesn't seem like a lot for some people, but for me, like I'm used to getting up at like 8 or 8:30. So even just like having that extra hour, because I'm up normally till 1 or 2. So, and I'm up a couple times a night. So I was like, but I had to tell somebody. So I had to tell my success partner, because I had set this goal before and I just completely ignored it. So last night she like messages me and she's like, so I hope you're getting ready for bed now. You know, having that accountability partner is so key. And so this morning, because I knew Gretchen was going to be checking in on me, I was like I felt like crap. Luca was up twice, or no, he was up once, Nico was up once. And so I really didn't sleep very well, but the alarm went off and I really wanted to go back to sleep. And I was like, you know what? No, like I'm getting up. You know, I don't want to, I'm going to do this today. And I was like, guys, I put together this team call this morning in like 45 minutes. And normally it takes me like 2 hours to put together a team call at night, because I'm just so like mentally drained. So I'm so much more productive during that time. And so, you know, you just have to know, you have to have that discipline. So I'm going to keep trying to go for those 7 a.m. wake ups, because I know that I'm more productive during those morning hours, even though I'm tired. Some people it's doing their workout. Some people, it's making that healthy choice, right? We all have, some people it's the invites, because some people, you know, it's really struggle with that. Eat That Frog, I know I've talked about before, but Eat That Frog is such a great book that it talks about tackling those things that you don't like to do, tackling them first thing for the day, before you can convince yourself to skip it. So like some people have little tricks. So like some people sleep in their workout clothes, or some people put the alarm on the other side of the room so they like have to get up. But yeah, like all of those little things that you discipline yourself to do can add up to bigger things. So, you know, just like you've probably read in The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge, all of those things, you know, those small disciplines every single day add up to a larger change. So right now, you guys are chatting over here. I'm going to see what's going on. Oh gosh, yeah. The politics are crazy right now. Yes, I'll find out how to turn off the news feed. Oh, Erin, yeah, I don't even know how you do it, girl. You are just super freaking woman. And Katie, yeah, I know you guys all struggle through this too. Oh, it's so hard. But I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. So it's just like we just gotta push through, right? Coffee. So this next thing is, are you committed and to a program? So just type in what program you're doing right now. I did mine too. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I think this is like the biggest starting point is this: are you committed to a program, and then are you sharing it with other people? And then are you inviting people? Because if people don't know that there's a party, they're not going to come, right? So we have to let them know that there's a party to be had. The last thing was just, you know, sometimes it's hard to share the before and after photos, and you don't always have to share like the physical transformation, but I think it's so important to talk about transformations. And the farther you get away from where you started in your journey as a coach, the harder it is to kind of connect with who you were when you started. Because the person I am today is like a completely different person than I was, 21 months ago or whatever it was when I started as a coach. So like today I had a mastermind call and with Lacey Larson, which she does like diamonds and to like 2 stars. And it was just about sharing, being you and then sharing kind of your transformation. So I kind of was like, you know what, maybe I should go back and share my 21-day fix story, because that was like my biggest transformation, I feel like. And it wasn't just about, the weight or the pictures or whatever, but it changed my mindset on food, and it changed, my confidence level of what I thought was possible after having a baby. Because after my first baby, I did not even come close to having any sort of transformation like that. And so I think it's just important to go back and like remember where we were at the beginning, and kind of, because that's who we're trying to reach now. And just talk about those transformations, and whether it's a mental transformation, a physical transformation, whether it's something that, from your PD that you've learned. There's so many different kinds of transformations. So definitely keep that in mind when you are. This is just the last little thing was just, sharing our goals for October, 66 days, and a year from now. Like, where do we want to be? And guys, and like that helps me too, to know what your goals are. And it's a no judgment. Like, your goals are your goals. They are what you want. And I'm just here to try to do what I can to help you come up with action steps to get to where you want to be. So if you just say, like, I just want to add one coach to my team, like, that's fine. If that's your goal, like, I will help you try to add one coach to your team. But if you tell me, like, you want to be like 15-star diamond and you only want to add one coach to your team, I might say, like, oh, those goals are a little misaligned with those action steps. But that helps me to know, like, how to help you. And we just talked about what program you're doing now, and sharing it. So I guess I already hit that, but that's pretty much it. Guys, I don't want to take any more of your time tonight. On our next call, I definitely want to dive into, let me stop screen sharing. On our next call, I definitely want to dive into what we learned with Amy Snow. She is a leadership coach. She's I don't know if you guys know who John Maxwell is, but he is like the shit when it comes to leadership and inspiration stuff. And so she is a John Maxwell trained coach. And so she Skyped with us or Zoomed with us and did this whole exercise that was just really cool. And we don't have time to add that all in tonight, but I definitely want to do that in the future with you guys because it was pretty cool. But I want to thank you guys all for coming tonight and showing up live. It really means so much to me that you guys come live. I know you can easily watch the recording, but it definitely means a lot to me to have you here and to see your faces and all your funny chats and all of that. So thank you. And yeah, I will see you on the team page, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.